Morning, friends. It's Heather at Bush Poppy Farm. I hope you're doing well. Out here for day 2 of trying to prevent gophers from taking all of my harvest. So if you watched yesterday's video, you saw that Mike and I excavated this 40-foot bed and put down the hardware cloth and refilled it for the most part. So now we're gonna move on to bed 2. We're gonna cut the edges, scoop the soil from here into this bed as well as in the pathway that we can then refill this bed, backfill. So we're just gonna kind of continue to leapfrog that way. Mike is not feeling well at all today, so he dropped me off. I'm gonna do as much as I can until the temperatures are not safe, or I just can't take it. Still dealing with heart palpitations, so I'm working on that, but I'm just gonna go slow and steady. Yesterday was a lot of work. I know I'm not gonna finish today, so I'm just gonna get to where I can get. So without further ado, I am going to get started on this bed. I'm gonna maximize my time out here. Okay, so it's 2 days later. Yesterday we had appointments in the morning and we couldn't come out and work, and by the time we could work, it was already almost 100 degrees. Today it's going to be even hotter. We might hit 110. This is literally insane, you guys. This doesn't happen in October usually. I don't ever. Like I said, I'm usually planting by now. Seedlings are all safe. They're in the house. We are making progress. We're gonna price some 1x6, like super cheap wood. I don't need anything expensive, just to kind of give a little bit of extra support on the edges. But this 1/4-inch hardware cloth is great. It's very stiff, but you can bend it really well, make nice edges and corners, and it's working out very well. The soil is super blocky and chunky. It's going to be really hard to plant into until we get rain or I can super irrigate it. So, I mean, with a layer of compost on top, that'll help, but it's tough. And the digging is really tough. In some places, it's super, super compacted. So when we came out here last year, it was an empty field, and we used a skid steer. I'll try to link the video below so you can watch it if you want, to level as much as we could and till a little bit, do an initial till, because the ground was really hard. And then we didn't till very deeply. And then what we did was I just formed the beds and I added amendments and then like 2 to 3 inches of compost on top. So they were raised, you know, above the soil surface. So the annual flowers, they don't go super deep. And so I know that they went as deep as we're digging because I see tons of earthworms and lots of soil life, which means, you know, the compost is, and the amendments worked their way down and all the roots were down there and everything. So, you know, the soil's alive. It's in great shape. It's just really hard because it's summer and the irrigation's been off almost 10 days and we are in basically extreme hot temperatures. So the soil's just baking, which sucks, but I will rehydrate it. It will take time. Those seedlings are nowhere near being ready to go in the ground. So we're just gonna keep working. Like I said, I don't know how much farther I'm gonna make it today, but you know, every little bit of progress is progress. We're hoping by next Tuesday, so that's almost a week away, that's 7 days away, we should be back into like relatively normal temperatures, but it's gonna be really, really hot through this week. So just getting done what we can get done. I'm super thankful that Mike has some time to do this with me because I'd never be able to complete it without him. We are learning as we go and we're making adjustments and we're getting faster. So I'm hoping these final 2 beds in this plot will be faster because they were irrigated and they had plants in them. And so they should be a little bit softer. We'll see. It's still a shoot ton of soil to move. So even if it's easier to dig, it's still a lot of soil to move. It's a lot of shoveling. So, all right, I'm gonna have my apple and then get back to it. Okay, well that's gonna be it for us. Probably for the week. It's Wednesday. Tomorrow I have some doctor's appointments, so I won't be able to go out there and work. It's also going to be in the hundreds again tomorrow. And Friday, we both also have some appointments. So I don't think we're going to be making it back out there for another couple days. But we did make progress. We cut some new cardboard to fit and filled in pathways with wood chips, just kind of moved them over. So that we can continue to work on digging the final 2 beds in that section. And then we really only have to do 3 more beds. The other final 2 can wait until February because they're not going to get planted until February. So, I mean, they won't wait that long, but we don't have to rush to get those done. So we still have 2, 3, 4, 5 more to go. It's a lot, but we're making progress. When the weather cools down, it'll be a lot easier. And this bed that we're on right now is easier to dig because it's been irrigated this whole time. Actually, it hasn't had any water for over a week because the irrigation broke. The timer broke off the irrigation spigot way up at the barn. So, and that was while we were way in Oregon. And the ground, even though it's been so hot and it hasn't had any water for 10 days, the soil is still moist. So the clay in there really helps. Even though it's hard, it makes it hard to break up. Having that clay really retains the moisture. And so it's been easier to work in that bed so far. All right, that's going to be it for us for now. Hopefully I'll have some better content in the coming days. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, you guys. My heart is going out to everybody on the East Coast suffering from the hurricane. I have family in North Carolina. Thankfully, my niece is safe. She's up in Boone, North Carolina. There was massive flooding there as well, but she is okay. Everyone I know is all right, but there's been a lot of damage, as you, I'm sure, have seen, and it's really sad. Not expected in the mountains of the Carolinas at all. So my heart is with everybody there. I hope everyone's safe and you're doing well, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.